AI is a disruptive technology because it's just being used in virtually every application domain in society.
How can we better understand what AI models learn and how we can make them more robust to be able to deploy them in safety-critical applications?
We try to make sure how can we make AI and machine learning models more trustworthy. The challenges are that these AI models are really big and very different from how human beings operate. It can be quite difficult to understand why the model arrived at a certain decision and can I trust that decision. So we try to make sure that we study their theoretical aspects, but also that we can look at it from a more human-centric aspect. We try to look at different dimensions of trust. We need to make sure that we are developing these models in a responsible and careful manner, and that we can calibrate our trust in these models. So for example, we try to make sure that these models are not biased, that they can explain their decisions, and that their reasoning to make decisions is actually sound. So while we need to look at these models from a technical lens, we also need to take a more human-centric approach. I also collaborate with colleagues from statistics, from IT security, and from psychology. At Research Center for Trustworthy Data Science and Security, we take a holistic and an interdisciplinary approach.
One of the central research questions in our group is how can we use tools of causality to better understand what AI models are learning and also use this knowledge to learn how we can make them more robust. One of the biggest challenges is that data is often confounded, so we have factors of influence which we don't measure, or that there is selection bias in our data. And if we just directly learn from this data, we will draw wrong conclusions. I came here from Zurich to Dortmund for multiple reasons. One point is that the professorship that is offered here is quite unique. So I think the research center, by explicitly offering a professorship for causality, is quite ahead of its time. Also, as you have heard, the topic of my research fits very well into the mission of the research center. Last is that there are many opportunities for collaborations.
What excited me when I came here was this long history of scientific excellence, which includes the Cluster of Excellence CASA and of course the newly formed Research Center for Trustworthy Data Science and Security. What we're trying to make sure is that we can maximize the benefits of these systems and we can minimize any potential harms.